Chairman Elias and members of the board, my name is Natalie Shepp, and I am a program coordinator for the University of Arizona 4-H Healthy Living Youth Development Programs. In 2012, I was lucky enough to be able to join the Pima County Cooperative Extension's Tucson Village Farm, which is an urban farm by and for young people with a mission focused on providing educational opportunities that will encourage them to eat more vegetables and adopt healthy lifestyle habits. I was hired after the Pima County 4-H program received a generous grant to start a program for teens called 4-H Healthy Living Ambassadors. This 4-H club offers youth from all walks of life the opportunity to come together through monthly community meetings, projects that hone in on their own individual interests, and the opportunity to take the skills they learn through the program and put them into practice through leadership roles in health education. In my role as a mentor for young people, as well as the mother of 2 teenagers, I have learned a lot about their unique characteristics. I was compelled to come here today to speak to you directly because I want to inform you of some groundbreaking research published just this year in the Journal of the National Academy of Sciences, Engineering, and Medicine. This document summarized the findings and recommendations from a group of leading scientists about the promise of adolescence and how their success can directly impact the success of our communities. Based on the recent advances in brain scanning technology, the science has changed on what is believed to be the critical differences between the adult brain and the adolescent brain. The report describes that one of the biggest shifts in scientific thinking about the adolescent brain is that it continues to develop up until about the age of 25. In other words, adolescent brains become stronger and more efficient over time, even into young adulthood. This new information has helped scientists realize the vast and often untapped brain development potential of young people, and is significant because it can provide a path toward helping disadvantaged young people advance in the face of challenges. The authors stated that their goal was to draw out the possible implications of this new science to guide the entities charged with helping adolescents flourish. They state, and I quote, "Our understanding of adolescence has grown by leaps and bounds, and the application of this knowledge has the potential to change developmental trajectories of adolescents who might otherwise be left behind," end quote. This is a pretty bold statement offered by this committee of Harvard and Stanford researchers. They go on to boldly state that it is within our duty to see to it that the promise of adolescence is ensured for all adolescents. I would like to invite you to think back to a time when you were a teenager. Did you always make the best choices? Did you want to do the opposite of what your parents were asking? Do you have a story you will wait to tell your own children until they are grown? When we think about how we can best help teenagers, we often believe that we need to find ways to protect them from the risks that they will inherently take. This tactic is not always that effective, and the science shows that we should be capitalizing more on the potential of young people to support themselves and their own well-being, as well as the well-being of their communities. Now think back to a time during those teen years when someone listened to you and cared about your ideas or opinions. Or maybe you had a mentor or a teacher that made you feel like you could and should accomplish anything you want. I would bet, since you're sitting up there, that you are one of the lucky ones who can think of someone like that in your life. As leaders of a very diverse county that make decisions on significant issues relating to poverty and homelessness, dysfunctional education and healthcare systems, and increases in drug overdoses and suicides, you all have the ability to shape policy that it can incorporate the needs and desires of our community's young people, ultimately allowing them to shape their own destinies. We can do this by putting more effort toward empowering young people. When we talk about what should be done to protect kids from gun violence at school, we need to involve them. When we're looking for strategies to reduce the suicide rate among teens, we need to include them. When we form committees or boards involved in addressing poverty or opioids, they need to be at the table. We need to involve young people so they can help guide the decisions that are made that will shape their lives and communities. And we need to be genuine in our intentions, respectfully listening to their viewpoints and incorporating them into our plans. We also need to be better about getting the ones who won't be driven by their parents to the meeting because they work 2 jobs. We need to spend the extra money and go the extra mile for the disadvantaged kids so that their stories can be heard and their experiences can drive our motivation to help create brain connections that set them up for success. Ultimately, this can only be accomplished with greater coordination between the systems involved with providing services to adolescents. This is where Pima County 4-H comes in. 4-H is the country's largest youth development organization, and for over 100 years, our mission has been to help young people and their families gain the skills needed to be proactive forces in their communities. You may know our programming to involve growing animals, but in fact, we are growing kids to be successful members of society. My 4-H club includes education on nutrition, climate change, sustainable agriculture, elder storytelling and photography, mental health, team building, just to name a few. We let them design summer camps for younger kids and provide opportunities to help conquer food insecurity and food waste. We even train together and hike the Grand Canyon every year. I cannot emphasize enough what that type of experience has on the kids who have never accomplished a goal like that. For many of them, they have found 4-H. Before they found 4-H, they didn't know about all the possible career paths they could take, or that there were so many cultures just in the state of Arizona, or how they could grow with fresh herbs and vegetables at home and use a refillable water bottle to save hundreds of dollars every year. And because their 4-H club exists at the Tucson Village Farm, they find a community of caring adults who want to help guide them toward the upward trajectory. I believe our organizations can be working more collaboratively to ensure that we find better ways for Pima County's underserved kids to be served by Pima County 4-H. For only $20 per year, youth are given opportunities to meet kids from throughout Tucson, learn from certified 4-H volunteers about numerous skills and service learning topics, and are offered travel experiences that allow them to get to know youth from other states and their own. Our goal is to instill skills that allow for increased self-confidence, resiliency, and goal setting. We know that our educational strategies work because we've been researching positive youth development at land-grant universities since our inception. I would like to ask for your help in reaching even more disadvantaged young people in Pima County to participate in 4-H programs so we can help them find their spark, work through life's challenges, build skills, and ultimately provide a positive contribution to our community instead of an economic drain. We can accomplish this if we learn how to work together more efficiently for the good of all adolescents in Pima County. I would also like to invite you to think of Pima County 4-H as a resource for positive youth development opportunities. I am interested in growing the Healthy Living Ambassador program, expanding to rural areas, including the Tohono O'odham Reservation, and offering the program free of charge for students from Flowing Wells and Amphi school districts. I'm also interested in increasing our opportunities for young people to learn more about career options and workforce development, and I want to find more adult volunteers who can provide positive experiences, as well as the insight and mentorship to these malleable young people. Finally, I would ask that you commit to including young people as active participants in your community planning efforts. I intend to do just that by hosting a 4-H project designed to equip the teens with the skills they need to systematically study issues in their communities. This method is called YPAR, or Youth Participatory Action Research, and it aims to exploit the developmental opportunities that are offered during adolescence. Funding to support YPAR is essential for advancing our knowledge of adolescent development by including them as critical stakeholders. I hope we can creatively work together to maximize the potential for Pima County's young people, and I look forward to hearing from you on how we can do that in the coming months. Thank you.